All right, welcome, Miss Caitlin. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Very good, thanks. So, let's get into it. What we're going to do is the new, more simplified post game analysis, which is this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I've updated put a few little photos of me and Jan on here. So, the key areas of this, the key reasons we're doing this is to get out of the good game feel good, bad game feel bad cycle. We want to get away from just like, oh, I had a good game, had a bad game. So it's more, we want to make it more refined than that. So we want to look for the areas you did well in the game and celebrate them. So as we do all the time. And then we want to find the lessons and learnings in the areas you weren't so happy with, and then do the one thing that we need to do. Instead of feeling bad about it, we want to commit to taking action that's going to help improve that area. So uh as we've discussed before, and this can be a hard thing to a hard concept to take on board, but the idea of there is no such thing as failure, only results. So if we don't label things as failure and we just look at, okay, what is this result trying to tell me, and we can actually learn from it. So we can read through that another time, but what we're going to do is jump straight into part one, and we're going to count and celebrate. So we're going to use the two examples for you. So today we're going to use two examples. One, we're going to use a game that you considered a really good game. It's a 9 out of 10 in terms of really, really good. That was the game on the weekend. And then we're also going to use the game that wasn't so good, which was a 5.5 out of 10 for you the weekend before. So let's start with the 5.5 game. So the weekend before. So it wasn't such a good game for you. And when it's even more important to do this part is when you don't have a good game. So we don't blow out in our mind that I suck, or I'm no good at soccer anymore. We want to just bring it down to a more grounded level in terms of both what did I do well and what can I improve. So starting off the weekend before, what's one area you did really well that you're happy with that you can celebrate?
Communicating on the field.
So communicating on the field. Right. And 0 to 10, 10 being like an amazing level of communication, just what would you grade yourself?
I would say an 8
8. Excellent. And then why'd you give yourself that 8?
because I felt like me communicating on the field helped out my teammates a lot more than just like keeping quiet.
Mm, yeah. Um, helped my teammates more than keeping quiet. Yeah.
Hmm.
Excellent. Good work. Great celebration. So yeah, excellent. So what's another area that you can celebrate in terms of that game that wasn't so good?
Um, my skills,
Yep.
my footwork.
Okay. Footwork. There you go. Okay, 0 to 10. How great was it, that game?
Hmm. I would say 9.
Nice. And why did you give that score?
Um, it helped me get out of trouble a lot more and send my teammates up the field.
Hmm? Okay, so that was the result of it. Um, so that was the result of it. Why? What was can't spell right now. So that was the result of your good footwork. Why was it good? What would you say? So that was the result. What was great about the footwork? Would you say if you were to add?
Um, like I did it like plenty of time before the defender like came to me. Didn't
Mm,
really stumble over the ball, so I was able, like I said before, to get out of trouble.
mm. So you didn't stumble over the ball. So what did you do?
I did like the move like smoothly and
There you go. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so what we would generally do for those watching is we'd go through all four, but to save time on today's, especially in a really bad game, we want to do all four celebrations. Because would you agree, Caitlin, that even in your worst games, there were still things you did well?
yeah.
And yeah, so if you don't look for them, you won't see them. And if you don't see them and you only see the things you didn't do well, it's a great strategy for feeling really bad. That was my strategy as an athlete. Um, okay, so we've got Jen celebrating you. Let's go. And then now we're going to do our pro level self-analysis. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the area again. For example, 1v1s. I'm going to give the score that you give. So this again helps us get out of that, oh, I just suck, and into more a grounded being a bit more easeful in yourself. So um it's pretty rarely going to be a zero, which would, so it's not an extreme type of thinking, as you and I spoke about last week. Then we want to put like why you gave that score, and then we want to put how you can improve this area, and then we want to just make a commitment to some action that you're going to do. Examples up here.
Mm.
So from that quote unquote bad game, not so good game, what would what was one thing you really, struggled with, or an
My
opportunity
mindset,
rather? Okay. What specifically?
like self-talk.
Yeah. Okay. So specifically self-talk. There you go. And 0 to 10, 10 being the best self-talk you can have, 0 being just awful, terrible. What would you give yourself?
I would probably say a 4.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. So why'd you give that score?
Um, because how much like I was talking down on myself and just
Mm,
overthinking about every single step I did on that field.
mm. You're overthinking every single step on the field. Yeah. Great. So you're talking down on yourself, and some of the things that you were saying, would you be open to sharing them to yourself?
Um, Probably like after the game, like saying like, "Oh, I suck. Like I'm not good enough." Um,
Mm,
or like during the game, like just kind of like overthinking of like, "Oh my God, why did I make that pass?" Like,
yeah. Yeah. So these are the reasons you gave it a why did I make that pass? And thanks for sharing that, because I just think it's so nice to hear you be vulnerable, because other people, might think they're the only ones doing that. But I certainly did this and much worse to myself when when I was an athlete. And yeah, it's really important to first of all get aware that we're doing this and we're just being like unhelpful. It's really just using unresourceful self-talk. And then secondly, just yeah, deciding that we can shift that because it's our thoughts, it's our self-talk. So this wasn't serving you, Kaylin? Wasn't helping you?
no,
Excellent. Okay, so well, let's change it. So how and yeah, how would you go about making a difference? Getting it up to say a 9 or an 8 or whatever you want to get.
turn it into more of a positive.
Turn your self-talk.
Yeah.
A positive. Okay, so what's an example? Let's say you make a mistake. What's something you could say possibly?
Um, like kind of like forgetting about that mistake and just moving on during the game
Okay.
because I can't really get caught up during one simple mistake I did and then let it ruin the rest of my game.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So what could you say to yourself to just be able to let that go and move on to the next game?
Um, Kind of just like it's okay, just move on.
There you go. It's okay. Just move on. Nice. So okay, so just that's a good example. Okay, excellent. Great. So and then what's something you can commit to an action that's going to allow you to really actualize this? Maybe you already did it because I know this was 2 weeks ago, but what's something you would commit to really make
Um,
this change real, to make this change real in your life, to really, take advantage of this opportunity area that we've found and discovered.
Probably doing it like during practices because most of
Mm,
the mistakes do come from practice. So like even practicing like the self-talk during like a mistake, like that's gonna make you more game ready because like you practice your skills, you practice your shots during the game or during practice to make you better for the game.
hmm.
Practicing your self-talk during practice is going to make it better for the game.
Such a good answer, Kaylin. That's exactly it. So practice isn't just about practicing our skills. We're there to we can practice our self-talk because our self-talk is a habit, isn't it? It's a
Hmm.
it's either we have really high level self-talk because we've practiced it at practice, at home, at school, wherever it is. We have poor self-talk, which we've practiced and we've just developed a habit of it. So it's just a skill at the end of the day. So great answer. So you're going to practice it during practice. Anything you could do to maybe remind yourself to really commit to this? Maybe like I don't know, set an alarm before you turn, write it on your hand, just to remind you. Anything, I don't know.
Um, what like worked for this weekend, I did like listen to the meditation tape and then
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just self-talked in my head before I went on that field.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminding myself, all right, it's a mistake, move on, play your game, just like stuff along those lines.
Okay, so what would you call that kind of self-talk
Like
before the
positive
game?
self like positive self-talk.
Before the game.
Yeah.
Nice. Good, good, good. Cool. Awesome. So great example for the area, the game that wasn't so good that I know we spoke last week and you weren't super happy with that game. So
Mhm.
now let's do an example with let's just do another example with this weekend's game. So
Mhm.
let's just start from scratch, and because I want to show how it can look, whether you had a quote unquote great game or not so great game. So now thinking about the weekend, what do you want to celebrate in terms of the weekend's game that really you're super happy with, or you could count
Definitely my shots,
shots 0 to 10? How good were your shots on the weekend?
like a 9.
Nice. Okay, why'd you give it that score?
Cause like kind of the way I kind of shot the ball, like I had power on it. I placed it like in a good like spot, so the goalie really couldn't do anything about it. Um, cause I like the past like week, like our club or whatever doesn't really work on shooting that much. So I knew that's something like I need to work on in the past weekend. So I took the
Mm,
time to work on it myself. So, and this weekend definitely
nice.
showed it.
So the practice is paying off.
Yeah.
Well done. It's funny. That's exactly what it says up here. The practice is paying off. We're celebrating. Awesome. Well done, Kaylin. Um, yeah. What's another area you want to celebrate from the weekend?
Um, how aggressive I was on the field.
So your aggression. Nice. So 0 to 10, how good was your aggression, would you say?
Um, I would also give that a 9
Excellent. So why'd you give it that score?
because I was going to like every ball and I wasn't really timid. Um,
You weren't timid?
no, I
So what?
like
Yeah. What were you? So you weren't timid. You're going to every ball in not timid, but what were you doing? Going
um
aggressive or what? What was?
like I was going like aggressive like towards the ball, I guess, because
Mm,
like it was sometimes like 1v1s or like up in the air and like kind of had to fight for it, or two girls were like running towards the ball, so it was kind of like always like a one-on-one kind of thing. So, or
Mhm.
just fighting for the ball. So, like I kept my composure. I didn't like get into that like as we call it red zone of like, all right, I'm just gonna slam her. Um,
Okay.
I
Didn't get into the red zone. Okay.
you know, but I think I could like control myself. I pushed girls off the ball. And I think that really like showed this weekend.
Excellent. So, yeah, so I guess we can add to this, like, yeah, how did you do that? What did, how did you manage to do that? How did you get this progress that you've been making? What have you done within any shifts in your mindset or just anything that you've done?
I think like going back to me talking about like the meditation. Um,
Mm,
I think
okay.
like doing like starting that back up again, like before
Mm,
every like game in the car or on the field, like calming myself down so I
mm.
don't really like as I said, like get in that red zone of like wanting to punch someone on that field. So
So it's calming yourself down before the game.
yeah.
So it's doing the meditation before the game. So good. So we're getting a clue of how you can keep doing this. So doing the meditation. Is that the guided meditation you made?
Yeah, the one that you sent me.
Yep. Okay, excellent. So doing that, calming yourself down before the game with the guided meditation. Excellent. So okay, so now it's like cool. So part of this celebrations is we want to look for the things we're doing well and that are working, and then we can integrate these into our pre-game routine again if that's what's working. So awesome, awesome. Um, Jen says, "Let's go." Well done, Kaylin. Um, let me delete this now. In every game, good and bad, there's always opportunity areas. So what's an opportunity area that you could see from the weekend that you would love to, take?
Um, I would say like my first touch,
Mm,
mostly like out of the air.
good, good, good detail there. Out of the air. Okay, so 0 to 10, first touch out of the air. What would you give yourself?
Like a six.
A 6. So see how we didn't have to go like, oh, it sucked, or use some vague word that just hurts us. We can go a 6, just very objectively. Just yeah, it's just a, I'll give it a 6.
Mhm.
Um, is what it is. All good. Okay, so why'd you give it a 6?
Um, because most of the time it was like kind of just like bouncing off my foot. I didn't really have like full control of it.
Mm, okay. Mm-hmm. Didn't have full control of it. Okay. Okay. So do you want to add anything to that or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it.
Excellent. So how can you improve this area moving forward?
Um, I can probably like ask my dad for more help with um like getting my first touch out of the air or even um like my coach has even said about my first touch, so I can definitely ask him because I know sometimes like if girls are struggling with like a certain thing, like he'll kind of do like a drill around it. So he might
Okay.
do something around that.
Excellent. So right now, like if this was like a let's say it was passing, you would probably be able to go out and take that into your own hands and start practicing your passing, I don't know, against a wall or something. But in
Hmm.
this case, you're thinking, well, I don't really know sort of how I can go about it. So I'm going to ask my dad or my coach for drills that I can do to really develop my first touch out of the air. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. Great. So what's a action you can commit to doing this? What are you going to
Um,
do?
I could probably do like a couple of things on my own, but I know
Hmm.
um
What
like
what
my dad and my coach are more experienced, so I feel like working with them is going to
mhm.
get me more help.
Nice. Okay. So so to make this real in your life, to take it from this little thing we're doing together here to going out and actually making it real in your life, what can you commit to? And maybe this is like, I'm going to commit to going to talk to my dad this afternoon, or I'm going to talk to my coach or message him or talk to him tomorrow and just say, hey coach, I want to work on this. What would you like to commit to? What do you feel comfortable committing to?
Um, so definitely like talking to my dad later tonight,
Yeah.
and because I have practice tomorrow, so definitely like talking to him before or after practice.
Your coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and you're just going to ask him about like something you can do, or even maybe if he can put you through some drills or something.
Yeah.
Nice. Great. Anything else?
Not that I can think of now.
Okay. So you feel like you're taking advantage of this opportunity you've been blessed with.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. So how's that for you?
Good.
Good. Cool. Cool. All right. Do you think you'd want to use that after games in the future?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. All right. Well, thanks for playing with me today, Caitlin, and I look forward to seeing your progress.
Thank you.
Okay.